Welcome back, YouTube family. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight we're adjusting Marvin. Perfect, yeah. So, tell everyone your story and what you've been going through. It's pretty cool and amazing.
Yeah, so like he said, my name's Marvin, and I'm actually totally blind, and also being deaf. I started losing my hearing and my vision right around the time when I was 8 or 9. And I say, you know, Dr. Boob, I say the cool thing to me is nobody believed me at first, and the reason that was cool is because it gave me an opportunity to test out my strengths and weaknesses as a blind person without anybody, you know, realizing that I was going blind at first. You know, so once I did started going blind, and once the doctor tests all came back, you know, positive that I was losing vision gradually out my left eye. You know, I didn't come, you know, come all at once. I didn't lose it all at once. Started losing it over time. Then my hearing started to go over time. Like I said, this all started when I was around 9. So you can, you know, imagine the impact that it had on me. As a 9-year-old, kind of going through that by myself. Nobody really believed in me, except for, I remember a first grader named Carlos. He was my cousin. He came up to me, just hugged me. It was like, you know, hey, I'm here for you. And that, you know, I mean, that to this day, I still remember that. I did wrestling when I was 12 years old. I never really let my blindness stop me. I played football going through middle school.
Wow.
I went to a blind school, man. I went to a blind school.
Oh, okay.
I found my love in sports here at this blind school. I won a national championship in track.
Wow.
I did wrestling. I excelled in sports so much that I said, you know, it's time for me to come back to where it all started, where I started going blind, back to Pottstown.
Nice.
And you know, we get back to Pottstown. I'm playing football that year. Somehow, some way, I find myself in Los Angeles on the Ellen Show for playing football as a blind quarterback.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm out there just doing my job. I'm doing my job. I'm playing football. Everybody think it's cool. I'm like, nah, man, I'm doing what I'm expected to do.
Did she give you some gifts or what, man? Come on.
Man, if I divulge, oh yeah, she gave me $10,000, tickets to go see Drew Brees.
Wonderful.
You know, I spent the weekend out in New Orleans. It was so beautiful.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
All right, as you should, man. Come on.
Following that, man, I started off in college, right? And then I realized, you know, maybe college for me at that moment in time wasn't the best thing because I just had my son. My son's 5 years old now, just graduated from preschool. Man, he's such a blessing to my life. You know, because you know, Dr. Bove, as you know, anybody will tell you, life comes with its highs and it comes with its lows. Right, I hit the highs, getting on the Ellen Show, 11 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
And then it comes with its lows, right? I ended up going homeless, thinking that, you know, just because I made it onto the Ellen Show, I made it. And that wasn't the case. I made it to the Ellen Show, but I didn't make it in life. And I stopped, right? Because we always talk about goals and we don't talk about benchmarks. I stopped at a goal and didn't race past a benchmark. Now, fast forward 5-6 years later, after going homeless, and now my son's 5, now I got, you know, custody of my son. I got my own place.
Wonderful.
And the biggest part of my whole story is through church and through Coach Parks, I found the Paralympics, and I'm training every day to be a Paralympian and bring some glory and some respect to my community.
Awesome. I'm proud to be a piece of that puzzle. I mean,
Absolutely.
You're doing 99.9% of the work, you know, I mean.
You keep my body feeling great.
You know, it's an honor, you know, it really is. So you had a little trauma a few months ago. What happened, man?
Oh man, I remember, yeah, it was definitely trauma. Trauma was a great word to use. I had a knee injury. You know, actually, it started with me, funny story, started with me with my hearing problem coming into play. Not just my blindness, but my hearing now. I didn't hear my coaches yelling for me to stop before I plowed face first into a plexiglass wall. Right. Broke my nose. Listen, we got back up. I was ready to go. we wanted to, I was like, come on, clean this blood up. Let's go.
Wow.
We went out to team dinner that night, and then it was like, man, that was the beginning of just the next difficult couple months. You know, I came, started running in practice, noticed my left knee wasn't feeling the greatest. You know, and then I did some workouts with Coach Parks. I was running with my guide runner, Lou Corminez, and a couple practices before that. It was all touch and go. It was, you know, how is your body feeling? Let's go, let's get up. If you can go, let's go. If you can't, then you can't. And one day I thought I could go, and next thing I know, I'm out for the next 2 months. because I had something inside of my knee where I had an imbalance in my hamstrings and my quad muscles.
Well, how's it doing now? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I definitely need to be worked on.
All right,
But
awesome.
I'm feeling a lot better than I was, man. I
Thank God.
definitely feel better. We're back out, we're running, we're lifting, we're jumping, we're dancing, we're singing.
Good.
So, you know,
Awesome.
I feel better mentally, emotionally, physically.
You definitely bring up a good point on being injured, and this spans not only in the athletic realm but also in like workers' injuries. When you're now out of your normal, productive life, it is difficult mentally.
Oh,
it
yeah,
is
for
a
sure.
challenge mentally.
For sure.
And look, you're no stranger to overcoming obstacles. So
Absolutely.
you're gonna be just fine. We'll get you.
I believe it. I believe it because when I was laying in bed and then I started, because we started to notice my body almost not breaking down per se, but my body not mechanically working the way it needed to work. And those thoughts start to get to your head, like, why is my back hurting this much if I'm laying down? Like, I'm supposed to be relaxed. It's because you're not getting up, that movement isn't there, that blood flow isn't there. You don't come to, I wasn't coming here on a frequent basis, I wasn't getting my back readjusted. And that hurt me in the long run. And we're just getting back. I'm back here. I'm back in practice, and I'm happy to be back.
Awesome. No, laying around. It's funny. One of the reasons why I became a chiropractor is watching my dad's, struggle with his lumbar spine, his low back, and one of the treatment methods back then, he laid in Princeton Hospital for over a week in a bed with a belt and weights. Connected to a pulley at the bottom of the bed, and he wasn't allowed to get out of bed at all.
Oh, geez.
I mean, that's a ridiculous treatment in today's world.
State of mind. That's
So,
crazy.
Laying around is not good. It's
Like
not,
physically, mentally,
Oh, my
emotionally,
gosh.
and then you add all those three together. It's like you're stuck in an emotional and in a mental prison. That's how I like to put it.
Yeah, sure.
Your spirit is just crushed. My
Yeah.
spirit was crushed, not being able to feel like, because running is my freedom. It's how, I had to learn how to not run away from my fears, but run towards my dreams.
Awesome.
So,
Wow.
that's my freedom.
Beautiful. All right. I want you to lay facing down, right up here. Just like that. Perfect. Perfect. We'll get to work. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Oh yeah. You ain't even doing that. I'm saying, oh yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
The thing about it is too is like I love having you as my chiropractor because the chemistry that we build is just most times you don't even like you already know what I need.
Intuition is a piece of the puzzle. I pray every day for magic. I really wish I had magic, but my purpose in life is to help as many people as possible, and I think that having that in the forefront of your mind helps. When I might put my hands on you to feel what's going on,
Right.
But I don't think I'm anything special.
I disagree.
I just I think I'm just like everybody else, but this is just my purpose.
See, being a former massage therapist,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that your purpose is well served, and you have magic about you. You have a magic touch.
Awesome. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you so much. We'll get this all softened up here, and then we'll fix this alignment. Oh, beautiful. I think you're a huge inspiration, because, I am blessed. I do have a very busy practice, but, with that, you see people that are, filled with stress and anxiety, and it's over very trivial things, money, finances, relationship. These are things that, just got to work it out, open and honest communication. It's very but you had to overcome deafness, blindness. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
come on now. When we think of that, you know, most of our problems are just inconveniences. They're nuisances. You know, they're like, I got to take care of that. You know.
You know, this was, you know, and as crazy as it sounds, the neighborhoods I grew up in, it's almost a blessing, you know, to be blind. It's almost a blessing not to be able to see how scary this world is sometimes. I'm gonna give you two advices that I've been given over the course of my life that changed my perspective forever. It's you can control one thing and one thing only in your life, and what that one thing is you can control your reaction to somebody else's reaction, but you can never control somebody else's reaction. Second thing is God never asked you to be perfect. He only asked you to be the best possible version of yourself that you can possibly be.
Yeah.
I'll take that with me every day. Every time I take a step forward in life, I think about that. I think about what Jalen Hurts says about taking getting 1% better every single day.
Awesome. Yeah.
You get 1% better over the course of 100 days. I mean, you can do the math for yourself. That's 100% better.
Yeah.
So, you know, I take those models with me in life, and I apply it to my life every time I step out. And you know, I try to make a difference on one person. If I meet 100 people, and I make a difference on one person, then I did my job.
Amen. That's fantastic. Well, I'm hoping this video reaches a lot of people, and you know, they can, you know, categorize whatever is going on in their life to, you know, and just, you know, take the action steps to, you know, to solve it. And a lot of times it's, you know, the product of our environment, our thoughts, the way we're eating and not sleeping or watching, and you know, so hopefully this encourages them to change that and do their best. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect, you know. So, all right, deep breath in. Good. Hold that. Perfect. Good. All right, let it all the way out. Beautiful. Perfect. Perfect. All right, turn on your side facing me over here. Left side up, right side down.
Okay, that feels so good.
Okay, great.
Where's
Marvin.
my arm? Right
Let me have your arm underneath you. Yeah, over here. Perfect.
Like
Okay,
this.
I'm gonna take your top leg, bring it down.
Okay.
This opens the joints in the lumbar spine.
Okay.
Because I want to move your pelvis just a bit.
Oh, yes.
You did it.
I needed that so much.
You did
That felt
great.
so great.
All right, easy does. We're gonna go to the other side. Turn, yeah. Perfect, just like that.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful. Okay, go ahead and turn and lay on your back.
I appreciate you keeping me safe.
Perfect.
As I'm about to slide
come
off the table.
Never.
You know, I don't trust many people when it comes to my mom. Man, I met you the first time and I said, I'm sending my mom here for Valentine's Day.
I'd be honored. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, them ankles, they need a little crack.
Yeah. You are correct. Oh, good. Beautiful.
I'm gonna just place my hand in my hearing aid so it doesn't fall off.
Okay.
Like do that. And then when you go to turn it, I'll move it.
Okay, we're gonna come to the right side.
Okay.
Good, and then rest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Come on up, have a seat.
Are you sure I feel good?
Good, yeah. Put your legs down. Beautiful. I'm gonna work on this muscle still up here on this left side.
Yes.
Just a little bit more.
But yeah, man, I'm just I'm trying to my biggest thing for me. You want me breathing?
No, you
Okay.
can hang out.
My biggest thing for me is to give motivation to all the kids, you know, that I grew up around, to all the adults I grew up around, and to the kids who are in my community now. You know what I mean? On Father's Day, all the little kids that were out there without their dads. You know, I was the dad for Bright Hope Community that day.
Oh,
Had all the
man.
kids playing, you know, water going everywhere, and you know, we were having fun. We were running around with the dog. So
Awesome.
you know, to me, it's life is not about money; it's about memories. So
That's beautiful, Marvin. Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
I appreciate that. I'm so blessed and so honored to be, you know, to even be in this position. You know what I mean? Because God really gave me a second chance at life, a third chance at life, and I'm taking it and quite literally running with it.
Awesome. That is beautiful. Where did you grow up, Marvin?
I was actually born right here in Norristown,
Yeah.
but I moved to Virginia when I was about 3, and then my mom came back to Pottstown with my dad while I lived out there for a few years. And then, you know, once they found a place, you know, they came back. You know, they came back and they got us. You know, my strength and conditioning coach, Bill Parks, was one of the very first people that I met when I started going to Barth Elementary here in Pottstown.
Oh, okay.
6 years old, could still see, could still hear.
Wow.
You talk about 18 years later, that's my best friend, that's my
Oh.
brother, that's my strength and conditioning coach. And the love has only grown stronger.
Awesome.
I tell people all the time, sometimes, you know, when you look at life and it seems like life isn't going great, you know, look at your circle, the people around you. Do they have the same mindset? Do they have the same drive, the same energy that you want?
That's good advice. Absolutely.
You know, I had a lot of friends that didn't want to accomplish the things I wanted to accomplish. And I had to eventually, you know, as hard as it was, let those friends go.
It is tough.
Find people that was showing me genuine love and just wanted to see me succeed at life,
Right.
you know, without asking anything of me, but to ultimately be my best.
Right. And that must have been really hard.
It is really hard.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to, you know, let people go out of your
Oh,
life that
oh,
are,
yeah.
you know, when you're
Mhm.
growing up and, you know, there may not be the best influence and, you know, it's definitely tough to, you know, break those ties, you know. They're your friends, you know.
I think you'd be able to understand this. Relationships are like muscle memory. The more you do it, the more like the easier. The more you talk to those people in relationships, the easier it'll be. Once you let them go, you know, the harder harder things get. But eventually, you know, eventually it'll be easier to go ahead and just stop talking to them, stop entertaining those relationships, those unhealthy relationships, those unhealthy energies.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Marvin. Thank you so much for coming in, allowing me to be, you know, your chiropractor. You know, keep up the good work training. You know, you're
Yes,
doing
sir.
a great job. And thank you all for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up, a like, forward this. You know, this is an amazing, inspirational, you know, and then pay attention. You know, pay attention to this man right here because we're going to, you know, watch him in the Paralympic Games. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. Good night. See ya.
Have a good night.
That was great.
Perfect.